them?
You get enough gas.
Everybody's out here waiting for the disaster to happen. Good job, David. We got the elf out here looking, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I think it worked. Scott?
Yeah.
No, it's not. No. We got a fire going.
Hey everybody, good Monday morning. Man, is it great to be back with you all again. I'm kind of on the road right now, so I don't have that beautiful beach, Surfside, California behind me, but we've got a lot to talk about. We had such a great Christmas party. Thanks to all of you who were there. I'll have some footage from that party. There were so many great people that showed up, so many wonderful volunteers that made it all happen. I had very little to do with it. It was the volunteers who came out and really did a fantastic job. I'll be thanking them in just a moment. Some good fishing south of the border. That is continuing. Well, we see down in Cabo San Lucas, some great marlin fishing up there in Ensenada, the rockfish bite. We're still trying to find that bluefin tuna in Southern California. Is it over? I don't think so. There's just a lack of boats out looking for it right now, but we have some awfully nice weather. You know, rockfish season closes on January the 1st, so you better make plans to get out in the rockfish bite. Has been absolutely wonderful. There's still some California corbina being taken in the surf. Surf fishing, not all that bad right now. You can still take advantage of that. And there's some twilight bass and so much more. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh, is that good coffee? And is it good to be back with you all? What is this? I had the Friedman Adventures thing going back there for a second. Now I'm advertising for these schmucks. I don't even know who they are. Anyway, okay, hit that like button if you get a chance. We'll worry about that later. If you could share these videos, we deeply appreciate that. Also, tick the bell. You'll be notified when there's new content, and subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. That would be great. Also, you can follow us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. We are there for you all the time. And man, I can't wait for 2024. We've still got a lot to go. One reason I can't wait for 2024 is now we have 2 trips on the Independence. We have an 8-day trip in November, sold out rapidly. Just added a 3-day trip, and that will be from April 6th to April 9th. And I got a feeling that's going to go in a hurry because I've already heard from several people saying, man, I want in on that trip. So book with independentsportfishing.com, or you can give them a call. But don't delay too much. That boat is big, gorgeous. The food is great. The crew's great. I'll be there shooting video and photos. It's going to be a lot of fun. And once again, so many of the Friedman Adventures family people said they would be there. Everybody at the Christmas party was going, hey, can you put one more trip on? I missed that 8-day. I didn't book on time, booked up too early. So I was talking to Paul Strasser from the Independence. Paul and I came up with this date here on Sunday, yesterday, and then here on Monday, it's available to everybody. So jump on board that one if you'd like. All right, let's talk about Cabo San Lucas, where the marlin bite remains very good. There's a lot of striped marlin, occasional blue marlin, some wahoo, dorado down there. Also, it's been really good fishing, and it's a gorgeous time of the year down in the Cape. I love fishing Cabo in December. Normally, you've got air temps in like the 78, 80 degree range. It's beautiful. Gets down to the 70s at night, sometimes even to the mid to upper 60s. It's beautiful. And Cabo, and the fishing is so good. So that is continuing down there in Cabo San Lucas. Sean Morgan runs the Wild and Sack, and he's been doing really, really good down there. Long range scene has been absolutely excellent for all the long range vessels that are down the Baja coast right now. For example, the American angler, Wendy Toshihara, is on that. Wendy from Iserline, a good friend and Friedman Adventures family member. She's having outstanding fishing, great Dorado fishing on the American angler here recently. You know, sometimes they'll just focus on a species. Let's go put the hurt on the yellowtail, and they go do it. Let's go fish Dorado the next day. Let's hit the Wahoo the next day. Let's grouper fish. And you see that kind of scenario playing out on the long range boats. And then sometimes you get a little bit of all of that. So really great fishing going on the American Angle. The Red Rooster 3 with great yellowfin tuna fishing. And they've been catching some nicer grade yellowfin. A lot of it is that, I want to say 30 to 50 pound YFT, but you get some up over 100 pounds. And once again, all the boats that are down there doing their thing right now have had outstanding fishing. This is such a great time of the year to be on a 8 to 11 day trip out of San Diego. Nobody does it better on any place on the face of this earth. The San Diego long range fleet are superior to everybody. They do such a great job, provide such great customer service, and the fishing opportunities, well, they are really insane. And it's variety that you will encounter in the fall months. So keep that in mind. Hey, I got this option. I know I'm usually in my Daiwa, but man, it was a little chilly. And I put this new Opsin fluorocarbon sweatshirt on, and it is nice and warm. I got to thank Greg Brown. And Greg Brown has a very interesting little contest, should we say, for yours truly and my son Patrick Friedman. Philip would be involved too, Philip Friedman Jr., but Patrick and I are going to do this one because Patrick's headed to Florida tomorrow. So we'll tell you about that in a second. It involves Notre Dame and USC football. Somebody is going to get a donation from Opsin Fluorocarbon. We'll tell you about that in one more moment. All right, let's talk about the local bluefin tuna. And when I say local, I'm talking Tannerbank and Cortez. I know that's 100 miles off the beach, and that's not exactly what we call local, but as opposed to long range. Anyway, day and a half trips and more out there. Weather's come down. There's evidence that fish is still around. We have plenty of market squid up and down the coast, and that market squid, of course, leads us to believe that that bluefin tuna will hang out because it's a food source that will hold the BFT here, as it has for the previous 8 or 9 years or whatever it's been. It's been going like that for a long time. What happens is during this time of the year, it's almost Christmas. And the anglers out there say, you know, I could go on a 2-day trip, or I could get my wife a really nice Christmas present. And if I go on the 2-day trip, that's the end of my fishing in 24. So, you know, people have discretionary income and they start funneling it toward Christmas right now. And so there's not that many boats out. And plus, the guys have been fishing all year long. They need a break so they can bust their butts doing maintenance now. They never get a break, never get a rest. So they're working on their boats, trying to get them ready for the 24 season as we speak. So we lose track of where that bluefin tuna is typically during this time of the year. You know, those fish have tails and they do swim and they do move around. And as a consequence, it's hard to keep tabs on them, especially when you're only sending 2 or 3 boats out on the weekend. There's not enough coverage. There's not enough boats out there looking around to find the bluefin tuna. So we'll see. Maybe somebody will make a score here in the coming few days. And plus, you know, during the summer and early fall, the long range fleet is on that bluefin tuna, also helping to keep tabs on where it's at. Now the long range fleet, as you know, and we just covered, are down the Baja coast several hundred miles, 400 or 500 miles, fishing down there on all that variety we just mentioned. So we'll keep our eyes on it. There is still some really good bass fishing going on as we take a look up and down the coast. We've seen some good bass fishing. John Flood and Earl the Pearl McVicker. I haven't seen Earl for way too long. Need to see him, but it's good to see Earl and John out of Marina Del Rey sport fishing. I think they were on the new Del Mar on this trip. Could have been the Spitfire, but I think it's the new Del Mar. And there you have it. Some nice calico bass, some nice sand bass. Twilight fishing's been good. And again, you're fishing structure when you're fishing late fall or wintertime bass. So heavier line is in order. Opsin fluorocarbon, like 40-pound, man. And you get a 3/4 ounce, sometimes a 2-ounce leadhead, depends on depth and current. And a fresh dead squid, man, they gnaw on that. You set the hook and you start getting line on them fast, or you're going to be in some crevice, or you're going to get sawed off on a sharp rock or something like that. Those bass are really adept at doing that. So that bass fishing is really fun. Now, up and down the coast, we continue to see some really excellent rock fishing. Kevin Brannon checked in from the Gentleman here recently where they limited out out of Cisco Sport Fishing in Oxnard. Really great fishing going on for them. Same thing for most of the boats up there in that neck of the woods. That is such a great venue, the Channel Islands. Ventura Sport Fishing, Tucker McCombs, and the Endeavor are running several open party trips. And you don't get to get on the Endeavor very often because it is chartered all the time. That is how excellent the customer service and the fishing is out of Ventura Harbor Sport Fishing. So check with their landing right away. You can give Sal a call there at 805-676-3474 and check that out. Get on board the Endeavor. You also have locally the old Matt Walsh. Many of you are like, whatever happened to the Matt Walsh? Well, it is the California out of Ventura Harbor Sport Fishing. That big, beautiful, great fishing platform has been maintained beautifully by Ventura Sport Fishing and Tucker, and it is a great ride and a lot of fun. And the Island Spirit with Cody Rogers. My brother Paul and I had a really special trip with them earlier this year, and they provide great customer service and great fishing opportunities. Remember, January the 1st, no mas rockfish. So you better get on it in a hurry and get it while you can. In the surf, we continue to see some really good surf fishing. You know, at times it's a little slow, but for the most part, it's been pretty darn good. There's still barred surf perch around. You know, they never really went anywhere this year. They were with us almost all year long. Guys like Nolian Jr. and some other guys down there on the Huntington Beach Pier, they caught barred perch all year long, including some really nice ones for several months in a row. We are also seeing Corvina here in December, which is not entirely rare, but, you know, it's nice to see them hanging out. RK Toji had a nice Corvina here recently in the surf, as have several other anglers. There's still some nice halibut. You kind of get that second spawn in the late fall on flatties here in Southern California. We're seeing that right now. I caught one that was decent the other day on a chrome little lure. I like that. Crocodile works good, but almost anything like that will work really, really well. So keep that in mind also. So we continue to see some really, really excellent fishing in the surf. And don't forget, if you need surfacing baits or tackle, you can get it. I'm not sure which way it is from here, but you can get it at Big Fish Bait and Tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, California, right there on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. They've got ghost shrimp. They've got flying fish if you're going to go out and try to catch a bluefin tuna. They've got mussels and clams and ghost shrimp and everything your little heart desires. A myriad of different types of worms that work really good here in the SoCal surf. And tackle-wise, you can get your surf fishing stuff, and you can also get your big game tuna, marlin, whatever it is you're after. They're at Big Fish Bait and Tackle, so keep that in mind. And finally, well, not necessarily finally, but also I wanted to talk to you about what that offer Greg Brown from Opsin Fluorocarbon has. So here it is. I don't know how he came up with this, but he said he found a jig on the net, on the internet, and it was the worst reviewed jig in the history of reviewing jigs. Something like that. I may have this a little bit wrong. It's supposed to be a really crummy jig. So here's the deal. He said, if you or one of your guys, so it's going to be Patrick, I'm going to give it to him here a little bit later today so he can take it to Florida on Tuesday. If Patrick can catch a fish on this crummy, crappy, rotten, filthy jig, God, I'm getting a little carried away here. I hope the guy that manufactures this thing doesn't come looking for me. You know, Greg Brown says it's a lousy jig, sir. If you're after anybody, go look him up. If Patrick can catch a fish on this, Greg Brown and Opsin Fluorocarbon will donate $300 to the Notre Dame Fishing Club. Make sure you let them know I'm in on this too, Greg. I want some good seats for the SC Notre Dame game next year at the Coliseum. We're back there in South Bend. All right, so if Patrick can catch a fish on this jig, you want to see the jig, don't you? I know you want to see it, and I'm going to show it to you in one moment, and then I'm going to roll some footage from our Christmas party that you're going to love. One of the most terrifying things I've ever seen in my life is a fire with Scott Bucher headed toward it with a gasoline can. Oh my God, you'll see that in a moment. All right, back to our jig. If Patrick is unable to catch a fish, and I don't know what the time sequence is on this. Greg didn't mention like you have a week to do this or 2 weeks, so I guess we just got to catch a fish here and 2024. How's that, Greg? We got a year to do it. He will donate $200 to the USC Fishing Club. Both universities have fishing clubs. This is USC versus Notre Dame with Friedman Adventures inserted right in the middle and Opsin Fluorocarbon as the judge. This is exciting stuff. You can tell I'm psyched up for this, man. This is going to be good. So, Patrick, I'm telling you, son, I'm so proud of you in so many ways, but don't let the University of Notre Dame down. Remember, fish like a champion today, son, and tomorrow, whatever it takes to get that $300 to the Notre Dame Fishing Club. I will be all for it. All right, here it is. This is, hold on, I will extract this. Okay. I don't know. It's not that bad, is it? Greg, you're awfully harsh on this poor company. Here it is. Hopefully you can see this. I'll give you a headshot now. See what we're talking about? Patrick, I'm going to turn it over to him. I know full well I could catch a fish here in the surf on this thing. Definitely. I get a round stingray on that. Definitely get a butterfly ray on that. But I'm going to leave it to Patrick. So that's it right there. And why Greg was so mean to this gentleman. This was manufactured in China. I don't know what the deal is. This is going to Florida now with my son, Patrick. And we'll see if Notre Dame wins against SC or SC comes from behind for the victory. All right, there you have it, everybody. Don't miss that Independence trip. That's going to be April 6th through the 9th. Now, I want to show you a little bit of what went on at our Christmas party. It was so much fun. Bart Hall has a few words for you all. Him and his lovely wife, Jenny, were there. Greg Brown was there, but he was hiding out by the fire, trying to make sure Scott didn't set the house on fire. And also, there were so many other people. There was a lot of people. And before I show it to you, I need to thank some sponsors. Doug Tilk, he came out of the woodwork, showed up down at the Friedman Adventures studio in San Pedro and said, I will take care of all the chickens for you. He took care of that, but he didn't stop there. He started buying drinks and cookies, and then he shows up with this massive, gorgeous Friedman Adventures cake. Doug, you are number one. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. Shant, he is a great new friend of Friedman Adventures from La Fogata Restaurant in Sherman Oaks. Go say hi to the people at La Fogata. I just had a guy, John Moore. He was at the party. He goes, Phil, who in the heck made the beans and the rice? Normally, that kind of stuff is kind of bland. This was the best I've ever had. Who was that? So I sent him that information. Shant showed up with rice and beans and chips and salsa, and he was there to clean up and help, as was Doug and everybody else. Fantastic. Of course, our elf. Who could have done it without Greg Bates? Greg is always there for Friedman Adventures. And I say the elf, that's not all Greg does. Greg cooks. He cleans. He works so hard. He's always there. He brought ceviche, which everybody was raving about at the party. Scott Buchert, he came along, brought pokey that everybody raved about. I'm telling you, it was really fantastic. And also, I have to thank Bob Gifford. Bob's a great guy. Bob bought these microphones, just gave them to me as a present, and it has improved our production 100,000%. In fact, I had a tractor driving behind me at Surfside the other day, and you couldn't hear the tractor. These mics are so darn good. So good stuff. And Jessie and Tori, her little daughter, Jessie, wow. I mean, the decor for the Christmas party is all Jessie and Tori. They did such a great job. She bought the light. She brought the light. She helped put up everything. She designed the setup, did all of that. And then she had this little station where kids, and I'm telling you, a ton of adults went to make their own Christmas ornament. It was really fantastic. And the ornaments, I was looking at them going, man, those are really beautiful. Thinking to myself, I have no artistic talent at all. She goes, I made you one. Here you go. So I got one. Perfect. I'm going to give that to my wife a little bit later this morning, as a matter of fact. So I can't thank those people enough. In fact, everybody who came to the party. It was great. And Jolene Thompson, got to take my hat off to Jolene. Man, we had a salsa competition. People brought salsa, and Sam De La Torre from Island Fishing Tackle tasted each and every one of those salsas, and he awarded the winning salsa to Jolene. And Jolene got a brand new Daiwa reel there right after she had won, excuse me, I'm losing my train of thought. She had won the best raffle prize of the night, which was an $800 private charter with Tom Durr to go local fishing or maybe over to the island out of 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, California. So good stuff. So without further ado, I know I've been droning on, but I had to thank the people who made that day possible. If I've left anybody out, just shoot me right through the camera, will you? Hey, let me roll a little bit of footage, and I'll be back in a moment.
And the first one.
Okay.
I'll be disappointed.
Let's mix it good.
Really good with chicken.
Sam will make the decision. What's so funny?
That's spicy.
We got plenty more food. Got another hour, 2 hours, whatever you guys want to stay here for.
Jolene Thompson!
Boom!
You getting enough gas?
Everybody's out here waiting for the disaster to happen. Look at Josh. David. We got the elf out here looking, man. Hey, I think it worked. Scott? No, it's not. No. We got a fire going.
No, it's
Everybody
okay.
gets to take a chicken home.
Take some chicken. That's just weird. Where's my crayons?
Hey, you guys. Merry Christmas. Uh-oh. You guys better get in the food line fast. Dave's going to wipe it out. Michael Limon. What's up, buddy? Oh, my God.
Merry Christmas, Phil. Thanks
Merry
for
Christmas, Andrew. Thanks for being here. Thank you enough for being here, my friend. And the show is on the horizon. First of all, thanks for being here.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I love this room. Boy, I love the mounts.
It's pretty
fantastic.
cool, right?
Yeah, very cool, yeah.
So the show, what? Late January. I can't wait. Bart
Yeah.
Hall show's coming up.
Yeah, you know, it's a new time for us, new date. But so far, all the exhibitors seem to like it quite a bit. So January 25th to the 28th, and we're pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I bet, man. And it's going to be the same Bart Hall show that I always remember with so many seminars, so much to do. You know, it's like when you're a good teacher, you're an entertainer, and you're also teaching at the same time. And that's the Bart Hall show.
Well, we have a really good seminar coming up this year that we've never done before in our 75 years. On Saturday, Pat McDonald has put together a symposium of women anglers and women anglers in the fishing business. So it's going to be really great, and we're going to have a really good lineup of women who work in the industry and women who just like to fish.
We've got some great lady anglers here
I know,
tonight.
I can
so
see that. Yeah, I know.
Bart, Merry Christmas. Thanks for you and Jenny being here.
Thank you, Phil. Merry Christmas to you, too.
Thank you. World famous Jolene Thompson. Steve. Smile. Hey, Steve. Everybody's having a good time. Smile. Isn't there?
Yeah.
Try your tuna. I put it on a
Nick Ramirez. What are you doing, Dad?
I'm trying to dry this off. He didn't think this through. He just decided to paint both sides. Once it's dry, then you can finish decorating it. Huh? What's that? Are you going to dry a fish on yours?
All right. What a Christmas party. It was so much fun. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank everybody who showed up, all the volunteers. And I want to wish you and all your loved ones a Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. God bless each and every one of you. Thanks for all you did in 2023 here for Friedman Adventures. Don't miss our 24 fishing trips. and we've got a lot more great programming coming for you in 24, including some new shows and some more in-depth fishing related type of activities. We're going to do some stuff that'll blow your mind in 24. All right, everybody, it's a Monday morning. It's a great Monday morning, and it's my pleasure to be with you all. Once again, I toast you, I thank you, and I can't wait to get an opportunity to see you really, really soon. Take care, my friends.